What's up, guys, and welcome back to Wake Up Entertainment. So, as you all know, Sifiso Meyiwa is not happy with the investigation that was done by Brigadier Gininda. He has been challenging his version of the events on what happened inside the Khumalo house, specifically this issue of where Gininda says that it's Kelly Khumalo who is the perpetrator of what happened at the Khumalo house. So, Sifiso Meyiwa challenges that version of the events and is not happy about it. So Sifiso Meyiwa was supporting advocate Tefo when he was in court. So Tefo was going in line with what Sifiso Meyiwa wanted to lay down the vision or to say that it's actually Longwe Twala who is responsible. But unfortunately, advocate Tefo was then removed from the Senzo Meyiwa trial. Following that removal, Sifiso Meyiwa and the Meyiwa family, they then hired AfriForum to represent them on this case. But unfortunately now AfriForum, they actually told the Meyiwa family that the police has a very strong case against these 5 accused. So the Meyiwa family, with the likes of Sifiso Meyiwa, they just didn't want to hear that. So unfortunately they had to part ways. So here I want to look at the ways that Sifiso Meyiwa can actually challenge Brigadier Gininda's version of the events, since he no longer has advocate Tefo and AfriForum. The first step that Sifiso Meyiwa can take is to lay a formal complaint. So he can lodge a complaint with the Independent Police Investigative Directorate if he believes Gininda acted improperly or misrepresented the facts. IPID, they investigate police misconduct and corruption. And as you know, Brigadier Gininda is a police himself. So that's the first step that you can take to lay a formal complaint. The second step that you can take is to actually engage a legal representation. So Sifiso Meyiwa can hire a private legal team, as they did, with AfriForum. But this time around, they can actually hire someone who is in line with the vision of the events that they want. So they would hire this lawyer to represent them, to say, hey, go with this route, go with this version of the events. So what these lawyers can now do, it is to submit evidence or raise concerns through formal legal submissions, or even initiate a court proceedings, e.g. a civil case for defamation or unlawful conduct if warranted. That's the second step. A third option now is applying to join proceedings as an amicus or intervening party. So this is actually rare, to apply to join as an amicus curiae, that is a friend to the court, to provide a different perspective or introduce relevant facts. Now, let me break down this step, to say that Sifiso Meyiwa he's not going to be like personally being in court like a lawyer or a witness would. What I'm trying to say is that his legal team, they could apply to the court to participate in a limited way, more of like as a friend of the court. But this is something that is very rare in criminal trials, and it would only be allowed if the court sees value in their input. More ways on step number 4 now. Here we have media and public advocacy. So here Sifiso Meyiwa can publicly challenge Gininda's version by holding press briefings, releasing affidavits or releasing their own evidence, instead of just talking about it. They can release it in documented ways to say, hey, this is the evidence that we have. Look at this. Working with legal commentators, and civil groups, societies, to highlight the discrepancies. Because the good thing for them is that people are actually watching the Senzo Meyiwa trial. They know and have heard what Gininda is saying. They know and have heard what the defense is saying and where the contradictions are coming in at. So by Sifiso Meyiwa presenting his own evidence, these civil society groups can actually assess and see that this guy has a point here. Now, the fifth one that Sifiso Meyiwa can take, is to support the defense, is to support them, you know what I'm saying, in cross-examination, because Gininda is actually testifying in court. So Sifiso can actually support the defense or a legal team that is aligned with the family, like supplying them with questions, inconsistencies, or documents that they can be used in cross-examination. So the good thing that is there currently is that Brigadier Gininda is currently testifying in court, and he hasn't like finished his testimony. So Sifiso Meyiwa, by quickly rushing, to provide the evidence that they have, the questions, and they find a defense lawyer to work with. And there is an opportunity that is actually risen. And this opportunity is that Advocate Mnisi is like seeking support right now. Not support from the public as such, but he's reading like 60,000 pages of Moses CBS documents, to try and sieve through all of this. So if Sifiso Meyiwa can like put a call, to Advocate Mnisi to say, hey brother, can I help out? I've got some questions that you can ask here and there, and these are the inconsistencies that are there and there. Obviously, they would have to do this low key, without raising public awareness. It's actually an option, that Sifiso Meyiwa can actually take, because Gininda is currently testifying right now. Because the challenge that is there for Sifiso Meyiwa is that himself, he is not a lawyer. So a non-lawyer cannot conduct cross-examination in court, unless obviously you are representing yourself as an accused, or you've been granted special permission by the court, but that is extremely rare. It only happens in like informal tribunals, in lower tribunals like that. So in this high profile Senzo Meyiwa case, only legal teams can conduct cross-examinations of witnesses like Brigadier Gininda. So his best option is to work with the defense, like Advocate Mnisi. So these are like compilation of the routes that Sifiso Meyiwa can take, to challenge Brigadier Gininda's version of events head on. Because the thing is that Sifiso Meyiwa is clearly not happy with the way that this trial is actually going. And unfortunately, very, very soon, this trial is going to be concluded and the ruling is going to be put. So one thing that Sifiso wouldn't want is for the ruling to be put out there without him putting his own evidence out there and revealing the discrepancies that he has seen himself. So at least these are the options that I have, to assist Sifiso Meyiwa with. If you have any other, tell me in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.